What's up, baseball family? We're here. Well, I'm here. I mean, Brad's here, but we're not going to let him talk tonight. He's not allowed to speak because
1 out of 3 games, Brig.
Stop it.
1 out of 3.
We're not talking to you tonight, okay? So you just leave it right where you put it, okay? You just leave it there. But I will let you run the slides, okay?
Excellent. Very good. I appreciate
All
that.
right. Shh, be quiet. No. For those of you that don't know, the Seattle Mariners are whooping the Yankees right now. It's 10-0, and that's bad. And
For
it's
you.
in the Bronx, and that's worse. So I'm angry. And that's why we're not going to let Brad speak. Okay, Brad, you can
To
talk.
be fair,
After
the last 5 games these two teams have played together, they had it coming. That is the end.
You're
right
just
there.
saying the last 5 games they've played each other.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But not the last 5 games they've each played.
No.
I'm like, what?
No. No. The last 5 head-to-head, they've got it coming. So
That's true. That I'll give you. All right, baseball family, we're really excited that you're here with us on this Thursday Night Live. We do it every Thursday during the season, unless otherwise informed. However, there are some things we want to get into, and the first is that Pittsburgh has released their City Connect uniform. Nike, they got the Nike treatment, and it is a whole thing. So, Brad, do you have it?
I do have it. There we go.
All right. So here's the uniform. We want to know what you think about it. Honestly, the best looking thing in this entire picture is that baseball bat. Like that's a really nice looking finish.
You're not wrong.
Okay. I'm glad they picked
Brig.
McCutcheon. Huh?
I said break it down.
You got it. Okay, so on the graphic or on the uniform itself, there are teeny tiny graphics that at first, from this distance, look like a honeycomb pattern. And it works in sort of an ombre gradient where from the bottom of the uniform, it is solid, and then it becomes more of that stippled, textured look as it travels toward the shoulders. The tiny designs that look like honeycombs are not honeycombs. They're inspired by the steel industry icons, the 3 rivers, and the checkerboard flag or the checkerboard pattern found on Pittsburgh's city flag. So that's where you get the designs that are on the jersey and on the hat as well. And that's pretty cool. And obviously 3 rivers are going in and out of the city of Pittsburgh. So that's what those are. The texture on each letter of the PGH stands for Pittsburgh, blazoned, emblazoned across the chest. I can word today. There's a texture on those PGH lettering, and the texture is inspired by the texture found on Roberto Clemente Bridge. So then bridges are a big deal with the 3 rivers, obviously, in Pittsburgh. So one of them is named after Roberto Clemente, and that bridge has a particular texture. That same texture has then been used on the lettering on the front of the jersey for PGH, and that's pretty awesome. The We Bleed Black and Gold is above the jock tag. That'll be on the bottom right-hand side of the hem, tucked into the pants.
Bottom left of the jersey. Yeah, you can't see it here, but it's there.
Yeah, that's what the jock tag is, though. It's that sort of emblematic I don't
the
know.
size and everything on it.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, it's there. And it says we bleed black and gold. And then the last thing is the Pittsburgh P is on the left shoulder, obviously. And then the PGH is flat across the top. And the bottom, it's not very clear here, but the bottom of the P and the bottom of the furthest line on the H create an arc between them. So it
like a
is sort of
bridge.
bridge. That's what it's supposed to be for. It's
Yeah.
to symbolize the bridges again. So there's a little bit of a curve there just on the bottom of the PGH. So, Brad, I want to know, now that we've done a full breakdown, what are your thoughts?
Well, one thing, I mean, don't forget the black pants. Got black pants.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Pittsburgh black pants. And on one of the belt loops, I think it's on the left side, like how they have like the thicker belt loop on the pants. It says Pittsburgh, and then they have yellow piping down the side.
That's right. Yeah.
And then the hat is that two-tone. It's got a yellow crown, or the gold crown to black bill, and it's got that same texturing that you have on the top of that, like across the chest and the shoulders of the jersey. But my overall thoughts, my first thought was PGH, more like UGH. Am I right? Ugh. Like I don't love them, but I also have an aversion to the color yellow, generally speaking.
Oh, I see.
Like that's part of it. Like I talk all the time about how I want a Pirates hat so bad, but I will not buy one that has any yellow on it. I love the black and red color scheme that they went with for a little while, and so that's what I'm holding out for. But honestly, like it looks good on Andrew McCutchen. I'll be honest with you,
no doubt,
and it might look better on the field. I don't know, but really, I think the best, like you said, the best part about this picture was that bat, and I think the best part is those batting gloves.
Oh yeah, those are slick.
Those swingman batting gloves.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels really minimalistic. They could have done a lot more. They didn't touch any other Pirates logo besides the P, which is weird to me. Which I guess that's more a nod to the city by staying away from the Pirates itself, because Pirates has nothing to do with Pittsburgh, right?
Right. That's true. Yeah.
And so maybe that's why they didn't touch it. But I don't know. They could have done better. I felt like. How do you feel about these?
So my only pushback is on the hat and the logo on the side of the left sleeve. I think everything else is pretty sharp, and I think it's going to really look great on the field. Especially
it'll pop.
It'll pop hard, and especially on black pants against black pants, it's going to look fantastic. I love the texture on the jersey. I'm a little bit sad it's not overall, and instead of that blended sort of ombre effect, the gradient effect that they've got going on. Although I didn't have a chance to see it throughout, I'm sure that they war gamed a couple of different options, and that must have been one of them. That being said, I don't hate this. I think it's cool. It's awesome. The P on the hat is the problem I have. I wanted them to move in a different direction, away from the standard P that we get all day, every day anyway. I needed them to lean into something more fun, something different. I don't know what they would have done, but even a bridge across the crown of the hat would have been neat if they'd have taken the PGH, put it on the crown of the hat, made it look like a bridge a little more stylistically, and then they could have done something else across the chest of the jersey. That would have been interesting to see. But, of course, none of this matters because this is what we're left with, and we're just going to either have to love it or hate it. So, baseball family, we really want to know how you feel. Are these rocket fire, or did they completely miss with the shot across the bow here? That's what we want to know. Did they airmail this one? All right, Brad, let's move on because Major League Baseball has released the All-Star Game hats. This year's All-Star Game is set in Seattle, which is fabulous no matter what. We've got this one up here. This is Seattle's All-Star hat for 2023. It's got a muted teal / gray color scheme, visor, crown, and all. And then the Mariners logo it's like a two-tone deep navy with white, and that's it. There's a star above it on the left, kind of if you're facing it, it's the left upper
Yeah, upper
quadrant
left.
of the design. And then, but on the sides, they've got this. Well, some people are going to think it's weird. Some people are going to think it's cool. But it's this triple chevron banded look and it's stitched on. That's what I think is interesting. Is it's not screen printed or anything. It's stitched on there, and it's in navy, teal, and white above the All-Star Game patch itself. And I wonder how far around the back of the cap that actually goes.
It doesn't.
It's on at least two.
It stops right at the. It's only on that one panel.
Oh, it's only on the one panel.
Yeah,
interesting, because it does look like it.
It looks like it starts to go up, but I was able to get the 360 view of it, and it stops like right there at that panel. It's like it starts to go up again, but it's only at the stitching. It's kind of weird the way they did it instead of just like going up and over, because I think it's supposed to be Mount Rainier, honestly.
Oh, gotcha.
So which it doesn't really make sense for it to go up again.
Yeah, the patch has Mount Rainier on it, right?
Yeah.
Do you have another example, or are they all?
I do. Yeah. So I got the Mariners for obvious reasons, because that's where the game is and it's my team.
Yeah.
I also have your Yankees, Brig. I think that's a sharp looking hat.
Same. It's the same gray.
So all the game hats are this color with a navy logo and the same colored chevron on the side. I thought this looked really cool. The Astros hat looks awesome. Look at the star, the way that it's that like gray white with like the navy. I thought that looked awesome. That's why I grabbed this one. I thought it looked really cool. Obviously, I would never ever buy or wear that hat, but it was exceptionally cool. I felt. But then they also have also their warm up hats. So I grabbed those, and this is just your standard hat. With the star on it. I still don't understand the meaning or the purpose behind the star or position, because they're not all in the same spot.
Right.
There's zero consistency with those stars. So that doesn't make any sense. But the chevron colors are different. Like these are Mariner colors. It's like teal. It's kind of a lighter teal, I guess, and then white. But then look at the Yankees chevron. Oh, I like that.
Oh man.
That's cool. Navy with like the baby blue and the white.
Be still my soul.
Right? I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a good looking hat right there, honestly. Like the white is so crisp and clean against that navy, like always, but then like the little pop of color on the side looks really cool. And then I have one more. I grabbed the Dodgers hat, honestly, because it was on the top of the list on Fanatics. Nice. Here, and they have that Dodger blue with the baby blue and the white on the side on the chevron. So I like it a lot.
That's not bad.
If I hadn't just bought a Bradenton Marauders hat, I might get an All-Star hat, but I don't think I'm going to get away with getting two in a week. So
okay, so all right, listen. Go back to the gray ones.
Okay,
the sort of, because to me they're very green. Am I the only one?
It's like a gray green.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how to describe it other than that. Maybe because it's not even like a seafoam green.
It's not. It's super. It's like a muted sage or like a pale.
You know what
sage.
It is? It's the color of Puget Sound. Gray skies reflected against green trees.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
That's what I get.
Okay, so for the first time in memory, we get an All-Star Game cap that is like all about the host team and the host city.
Yeah.
That it's not, and to blend everybody together or trying to stay as neutral as possible, which we often see. This is them saying, hey, we're in Seattle, baby.
You're coming to our house.
We're doing Seattle business here. You know what I mean? And I think they missed with the gray-green base color, but I get why they did it, and I don't hate that. So that's my official opinion. I think.
What color would you have done instead?
I don't know. Because
I like it. I think it's muted enough that it's I think it's really cool. And I'm not one to ever buy a white hat either. Like ever.
Right. But if they had gone with a heathered gray that wasn't so starkly colored, that would have been better, right? Because this is hard to match like for streetwear.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right.
what are you going to wear that with?
Yeah, probably nothing.
Navy.
Well,
Navy is the
maybe,
only
or
option.
well, honestly, like me, where half my wardrobe is Seattle Mariners stuff, that's pretty easy, right?
Well, yeah, but what
But
about the rest
I'm
of us?
like, yeah, Mariners fans are like it because they all match my wardrobe, and it's a nice neutral way for me to buy somebody else's hat and wear it.
That's true.
But anyway,
The warm-up hats are rocket fire, though. I love
I love the chevron on the side so much.
Yeah, I do
It
too.
looks so cool, and
Yeah,
that Yankees hat looks so crisp.
it's friggin' sweet. Baseball family, we have an affiliation with Fanatics. So before you run off and buy one, check the link in the description, and we will absolutely hook you up with a way to hook us up. So if you're going to buy one anyway, we would appreciate you supporting the podcast by using our link to do that, and that just helps us out. You do whatever you want, but it would be
There's
great.
a link. The link goes straight to all the All-Star hats. So
Awesome.
easy for shopping.
Very cool. Yeah. Okay. The next thing we have to talk about before we get into our weekend picks and our betting for this weekend is we can't figure out what's going on with replay crews in New York right now, because at least 2 times in the last few days we've seen umpires overturn calls at the plate relative to the catcher being accused of blocking the base runner's pathway, blocking the plate, which is a no-go because of Buster Posey.
Right, the Buster
The
Posey
history
rule.
behind that.
Don't forget.
But so we don't want anybody concussed. Like that's
Or breaking
that's
a
for
leg.
sure. Exactly.
Is
We
the
don't want
big
any of
thing.
that. So Jonah Heim, Texas Rangers. Jonah Heim was called for
All-Star.
blocking the what?
Legit All-Star.
Legit, and his starter, by the way. He's a first rounder in the All-Star voting. I just saw that today. And him and Adley Rutschman are the 2 headliner catchers for the yeah. Anyway, Jonah Heim was called for blocking the plate against the White Sox. The interesting thing is that it was overturned. So the run at the plate, right? The play at the plate, tagged. He was out, according to the call on the field. And then the White Sox challenged it, and the decision did not come back. No, he was actually safe. It came because the guy missed the tag. It came back. No, the run is awarded because Jonah Heim blocked the runner's ability to touch the home plate.
Let's look at this real quick, Brig. I have a couple pictures here.
Okay.
So here's the one with Jonah Heim.
Yeah.
This is my thing, is that like his foot, yes, is on the plate, but it's on the back of the plate. It's on the point. And for him to be reaching that far forward, he's so tall. He and Adley Rutschman are probably the only guys in the league who can actually make that tag. Honestly.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They're so big. Maybe Cal Raleigh. But you can see in the picture by the position that he is obviously not blocking the play. Elvis Andrews was out. He was called out
way
by
out.
the umpire on the field. And the thing is, Bochy came out and obviously screamed at the umpire, yelled at him, and argued it. He got tossed. And the thing that I thought was funny about it is the umpire just walked away. He didn't say a word to Bochy. And I think that the only thing he probably could have said was just like, I know. I called him out. What do you think? Like, I can't. He can't override New York.
No,
right?
He can't. No.
That's the problem here. That is the problem here. And that maybe in New York, they're like, well, he's got his foot on the plate. Well, it's on the back of the plate, right? Like, I don't understand the interpretation of the rule. Either way, it's wrong. The umpire on the field is actually right. Umpires in New York were wrong in this case. It's ridiculous. I mean, is there anything I missed there, Brig?
No.
I get heated with these.
Yeah, we're pretty heated. Why don't you tell us about Gary Sanchez?
Okay, so Gary Sanchez against the Giants last night. The play unfolded differently, but the runner was initially called out, and then the Giants challenged, and turned out that they ruled that he blocked the plate. And I feel like there's a little bit more room for it here, right? Like you can see here, it's not a great angle. The only way that you can really tell what's going on here is like the positioning is like the plate is on the right side of the picture here, and they're quite a ways up the line.
They
because
are.
the throw took Gary Sanchez up the line. But this is my thing with it right here is like, yes, Gary Sanchez is in the base, is like on like straddling the foul line, right? Like that would fit the definition of blocking the plate. But at the same time, though, the runner is out by like 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's not a close play. There's no
Mm-mm.
plate to block if it's not a close play. Like
Right.
he's got to follow the throw. He's got to go get the ball. So that's my big issue with this one is that the umpires were like, well, he's he's straddling the foul line, so he's technically blocking the plate. It's like, but you've got to account for, I don't know, physics.
Yeah. Well, and the flow of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the spirit
yeah.
of the law, not the letter of the law.
Right.
I don't know. Was this?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know if this was called out on the
So
field?
initially he was called out. So
That's right.
It was the same situation. He was initially called out, and then the Giants challenge said that he was blocking the plate, and that's what it came back, was that he was blocking the plate. But I don't think you can block the plate when you're out by 10 feet.
Yeah, I don't think that counts. I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know. They just don't seem to have a feel for the flow of the game and the way things go. I don't know. It blows my mind. And I know not every umpire played baseball or even played sports at all.
Sure.
But you have to have been around the sport and seen enough to understand them. And they have to know how to anticipate what's going on so they can know where they're supposed to be. So they've got to understand how the play is going to unfold. It blows my mind. I don't know. Umpires are certainly not helping themselves at all this year with replay, balls and strikes, any of it. And it's just getting to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting to be weird. All right, before we move on, baseball family, let me tell you about Versus Games. We're always asking what you think about the topics that we bring up on the show. And now there is a quick and easy way to share your thoughts with us. We have partnered with Versus Game to bring you games where you can actually make money for participating in polls and trivia, which we love, by the way. We love trivia. So if you're on the winning side of a poll or you get a trivia question right, you can win real dollar bills, real money. You can play
Cash
for
dollars.
free you can play for free, or you can buy ticket bundles to play against other listeners and Versus Game users. So head to btpod.onversus.com on your mobile browser, because that's the best way to do it, and sign up and play your polls and your trivia games. That's btpod.onversus.com. Sign up and play the Versus games with us. We have a couple of them live, and it is super fun.
It is a lot of fun. I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole last week and played. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Yeah.
It's a great way to support us, and it's a great way to have a good time.
Yep, exactly right. All right, let's talk about the national TV schedule for this weekend.
Yeah.
Friday on Apple TV Plus. This is a choose your own adventure type of night because both games start at the same time. First, we got the Pirates at the Marlins. The Pirates are 34-39. They've gone on a little, I wouldn't even say a little bit of a skid. They're not playing well right now.
No.
34-39. The Marlins, who are playing well right now, are 42-33. That game starts at 6:40 p.m. Eastern time. This is the second week in a row the Pirates have been on Apple TV Plus. Good for them.
Facts.
And then your other game is the Mets at the Phillies. The Mets are 34-40. The Phillies are 38-35, playing a lot better these days. Good for them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Mets not so much, but the Phillies are. So there you go. 6:40 p.m. Eastern as well on Apple TV Plus.
That's awesome. Saturday on FS1 at 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. You can also watch the Mets and Phillies.
That's right. Big facts. Yes. And one thing we're very excited about this weekend is the London series. You can catch that. It's Saturday and Sunday, 2 games. Yep. You can catch both games. You can catch the one on Fox on Saturday. That's, again, the Cubs and the Cardinals. The Cubs are 36-38. The Cards are 31-44. We're very sorry to the good people of London to having those teams go because they have been underachieving this year.
But it's a rivalry, and don't worry.
You love a good rivalry, right?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. So this game is at 1:10 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure what time that is London time, but anyway, so 1:10 p.m. on Fox. Catch the game 1 of the London series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you move over to 7:15. According to your local listings, you can watch one of 2. You can you're either going to get access to the Astros at the Red Sox. The Astros are 40. They're 41-34, and the Red Sox are 39-36.
Sorry, Brig. That's not the Red Sox. That's my bad.
What?
They're playing. Yeah. They are playing the Dodgers. They're playing the Dodgers.
Is all the rest of this still legit? 7:15.
The rest of it's still legit. That's the only one. I guess I didn't delete the Red Sox.
We're working with a dirty template here, baseball family. That'll get you every time.
The Dodgers are 41-33. How's that?
Okay. So they're nearly identical in their records going into this series. That's really interesting. Or you will end up choosing the Twins-Tigers game. Twins are 37-38. The Tigers are 32-41, and they continue to play terrible baseball.
If that's the game you have, don't break plans, unless you're a Twins or Tigers.
Yeah, no. Make other plans, maybe.
There you go. Yeah, make plans. Don't break plans.
Yeah, make plans.
So Sunday, there is no Wake Up in Baseball on Peacock this week because at 10:10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the London series once again. That, for me, is Wake Up in Baseball for sure because that's 7:10 my time. And believe it or not, I will probably be up at 7:10 on a Sunday morning because that's what happens when you have a 7-year-old who wakes up with the sun. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, before the sun.
Yes. Yeah. Depends on the day. And then your Sunday night baseball on ESPN. Sorry, that game's on ESPN. And then Sunday night on ESPN, you got the Astros and the Dodgers at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. So our series to watch this weekend, I didn't put mine in, but going into today, Brig, honestly, I was like, I'm not watching the Mariners this weekend. I don't want to watch them play the Orioles. But after what's been happening tonight, I'm like, okay, I'll watch the Mariners play the Orioles.
No,
we'll see how it goes. I'm obviously going to watch the London series, and I will be watching Brig. You might not be, but I will be paying attention to the Rangers and the Yankees. I'll be watching the Yankees and Rangers. Most def. So
still 10-0 on Boogie Down.
I know.
All right. I will be paying attention. I advise you pay attention to the Nationals at the Padres because if the Friars lose this series, then that trade deadline is going to start looking real fat.
They did have an offensive explosion today.
Oh, good. One whole day. Fabulous.
One whole day. Yeah. Yeah. They scored. They put up 10 on the Giants today.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just saying if this continues to be bad and they lose to the Nationals, then I'm telling you, that's going to be the signal that there's some trade pieces moving around. I hope for San Diego.
I think you're right.
The Astros at the Dodgers, this is the battle of shouldn't be bads, is what I say. They're underperformers at this point. I know that they have winning records, but they're performing where they ought to be, and it's a kerfuffle for everybody. We're all befuddled. So it'll be interesting to see how those shake out. The D-backs will be in San Francisco, and I like this series a lot, especially after San Francisco swept LA. So it'll be interesting to see what Arizona can do against them. I want to know what the Braves and Reds is going to look like. I think that is fascinating storylines with the Reds surging seriously and the Braves arguably the best team in baseball, the most well-rounded team in baseball. It could get real interesting.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
The Rangers, another one of the most well-rounded teams in baseball against the Yankees. I will not be watching that. I can't handle it. I can't. I want to watch it, but I don't want to watch it.
I get it. That's the line I was towing with the Mariners and Orioles this weekend. But
I hope the Orioles whoop the Mariners.
They probably will.
For so many reasons.
Why don't you go first with your picks, Brig, for that reason?
Okay,
I have your odds too when you're ready for them.
All right, so I think that the Birds are going to beat the Mariners, right? That Baltimore is going to kill Seattle on the money line.
The money line, they're minus 108.
Who is?
On the Orioles. Means they're favorites. Means they're favorites.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I guessed it right. As I sit here trying to learn how to do bets.
They are, however, on Superbook, you can get plus 170 on the run line. So there's that.
Don't take the run line. Take the money line. Take
Gonna be a
the
close
money
game?
line
Okay.
on this one. The Saturday bet for me is I think you should take the run line on the Cubs over the Cardinals. Yeah, I don't think the Cardinals are going to win on Saturday. I really don't. So take the run line on the Cubs because it's going to be interesting. Anyway, Sunday, Rangers over Yankees. You could probably do the run line, but I'm going to advise you to go with the money line just in case somebody gets hot that's been needing to get hot because we got like 8 guys that are due and only 2 of them are injured. So, like, there's like the entire top half of the lineup needs to start pulling their weight. And if that breaks free on Sunday, that's going to be a problem for everybody. So take the money line.
There you go. So my picks for this week. Oh, real quick, we both went 2-1 last weekend. By the way, I'm at 17-13 for the week or for the season, and you're at 14-16 for the season, Brig. So my
That's pretty
picks on
good.
Friday, I have the Rays take the run line over the Royals. DraftKings had that earlier today at plus 100. I'm sure that's moved a little bit since then. I don't know. Maybe that game's tied right now. So who's to say?
Wow.
But anyway, Saturday, take the Angels plus money over the Rockies. That'll probably be the run line, but you should be safe. They're playing in Colorado, so I think the Angels are going to put some up there. And then Sunday, take the Marlins plus money over the Pirates. That's probably going to be the run line as well. The Marlins are playing really well. The Pirates are not right now. You can take your plus money on the run line if that's what it takes on Sunday. And then Blackjack Brad's Black Flag pick of the week. I'm 2-0 so far. I probably shouldn't say that or knock on wood or something, but I'm saying, yeah, there we go. That's the one.
Say a prayer for you.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
There it is.
Yeah. So Otani's going to hit a homer on Saturday. That's your sure bet. Go ahead and take the plus money on there. Take the money and run with it because
he's in Colorado. So
he's in Colorado. You might be able to take that every day this weekend, but I'm going to say for sure on Saturday.
Yeah,
so
I love it.
There we go. Yeah.
Baseball family, we love you. We're grateful for you. We love doing this. We're super excited that you're here doing it with us. Thank you for your support in every single way. Don't forget that we can be supported as well on Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff there. We even have a $500 support tier. So if you're interested in how ridiculous that seems, which it is, and if you just want to make sure you go check it out because it's pretty awesome. Anyway, we are going to bow out now because we have a hard stop, and we hope you have a great weekend with baseball, and we'll catch you on Tuesday.